Hey y'all, today we're going to talk about square roots and cube roots. Let's start with square roots. Now, anytime you're looking at square roots, you should know that a number times the same number equals a perfect square. Now, the key is same number. You're using the same number twice when you are square rooting something or when you are trying to find the perfect square. So, think of a number. If I have 5, so 5 times 5 equals 25. So, how you could write that out is you could say 5 squared. Well, 5 squared equals 25. If you're looking for the square root, what the actual number was, the root of it, rooting it down, you would say the square root of 25 equals 5. So 5 squared, or 5 times 5 equals 25, and the square root of 25 equals 5. Now, what you need to remember about square roots is it's the same thing times the same thing. So when you are rooting a number like this, square root of 25, your answer not only is 5, it could be or negative 5, because negative 5 times negative 5 equals 25. So number times same number equals a perfect square. Let's look at some examples. So, if I have a problem that says x squared equals 9, so what times itself would equal 9? Or you might see the problem written like this. The square root, that's the square root house, of 9. So, what is the square root of 9? What times its same number equals 9? I know that you're probably thinking 3. However, this is a square root, so it's 3 or negative 3. They both are correct because 3 times 3 is 9 and negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. So, if you have a calculator, I'm going to show you where the buttons are for that. So, if you turn on your calculator, let's see, have it in view so y'all can see it. So, the square root button is actually right here. So if you're squaring something, it's the same button as well. But when you're rooting it, you'd have to hit second. So 3 squared equals 9. Now, let's try that with the negative. Negative 3, let's put that in parentheses. Negative 3 squared equals 9. So 3 and negative 3 both equal 9. Now, if you're rooting it like this, if it's asking what is the square root of a number, what you would need to do is you would need to have your calculator on. You'd need to hit second, hit that same button, and you're going to see your square root house pop up. Type in your 9 and hit enter. And now you know that it is 3. So you were able to work back and forth. If you don't have a calculator, I'm going to show you how on your cell phone you can do this. So if you don't have a calculator, go to your calculator on your cell phone, and you're going to turn your phone sideways. There you go. And you see that there's the square root button right there. So you're going to type in 9 and then hit that little square root button, and it gives you 3. So you can do this work without a school calculator. You can do this on your phone. All right, now let's talk about cube roots. So if a square root is a two-dimensional and you are squaring it to make a perfect square, a cube root, a cube is a three-dimensional figure. So it is going to be number times same number times same number again equals a perfect cube. So let's go over like we did at the top. when we're looking at cube roots, when we have cube roots, you know that a cube is a three-dimensional shape. So it's going to be multiplied 3 times. Let's go ahead and try, let's say 4 times 4 times 4. So when you work this out, you can still type it in your calculator, 4 times 4 times 4, and get 64. Or you can say 4 to the third power, because 4 to the third power is the same thing as saying 4 times 4 times 4, and you get 64. Now, the house for the square root looks the same, but it has a little tweaking for cube root. So you still have your house with the 64 under it. However, because this is a cube root, you're going to have a little baby 3 right there. And when you get ready to plug this into your calculator, you're going to see a button above the square button, this one right here. If you look real lightly, you'll see that there's a special X. So if you hit second and then that upwards button, see how it has answer 3? So to do a cube root, you need to type the number 3 first. Then hit second and hit that little special one. It has a little X right there. That's telling you that you're finding the cube root. You're finding a special version of a square root. You're going to type in 64 and notice you have 4. Now, this is not like the square root where you can have 2 different answers. Your answer is strictly just your positive number of 4. So the cube root of 64 equals 4. 4 cubed to the third power would be 64. All right, so let's try an example down here. So what times what times what, all has to be the same exact number, equals 8. Or we can say the cube root of 8. So let's go ahead and let's look. If you're unsure, you could type in a few things to see. Let's see, 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27. That's way too much. It's not 8. So let's back up. 2 times 2 times 2. There it is. There's 8. So if you don't have a calculator and you're doing this on your phone, you can manually enter the same number times same number times same number to get your answer. However, if you do have a calculator, you can simply type in, like I've shown you, that cube root. So type a 3, hit your little special button. You should see that asterisk pop up, then your house, your root house, and type in 8. And when you type in 8, you get 2. So what times what times what equals 8? 2. Or you can say the cube root of 8 equals 2. I hope this helps. Y'all have a great day.